Hello, dear parent and guardian of the Virgo child. Welcome. This reading is for May 2021. It is intended for the parent and the guardian. And again, it is for the Virgo child. And I am Elena Valdez. So happy to have you here once again. Welcome back to anyone who's been supporting me and returning. And welcome to anybody who's here for the first time. I hope you find this information useful and that I can be of good service to all of you here today. Service. That is a key word for Virgo, by the way. Service. Yep. Let's see. Also, please keep in mind that this is not a gender-specific read. Just make sure to adjust based on your household and your needs, or how it best resonates for you. Okay, and I recognize that there are many of you here for different age ranges. So some of you are here for little itty bitty babies. Some of you are here for teens, and others of you are here for everything in between. And that's just perfectly fine. You are all welcome. Okay, so let's get started here with May and what your little Virgo is experiencing here. Seven of Cups and Judgment. Okay, very clear. Right out of the gate, dear parents. So you have the Seven of Cups and you have Judgment. And what this tells me is that little Virgo has got lots of options going on here. Now, of course, this is going to be different based on the age of your child, right? So this can go anywhere from a little baby just having tons of toys to choose from to, somewhere in the middle, a child potentially having a difficult time choosing between friends. I'm getting that very, very strongly, which, what a beautiful problem to have, right? To have so many friends to choose from that you can't decide who to spend time with. That's a big one that I'm sensing for some of you, but it can potentially create a conflict or a challenge. We're going to find out if it does when we get to the challenge position. But what I'm seeing here is that, and this is where you, dear parent, have an opportunity, obviously, to come in and help your little one out. But there's some confusion here as to what direction to take in a certain area of your Virgo's life here. Now, if we're talking about a little older child, potentially a teenager, for example, this can play out, as I said earlier, in terms of like friendships, but also in terms of curriculum too, right? So what curriculum are they taking? Where are they graduating into? What kind of college do they want to go to? There's a lot of confusion around that. Like, do I go where my best friend is going? There's a lot of info being thrown at your Virgo here. And again, this is going to play out differently depending on the age. But there's a sense that a decision needs to be made, because the Judgment card is about that. It's about, the hammer, laying the hammer down and like making that final decision and judgment. So I'm going to, guess that but I'm sensing here that your little one is potentially on a deadline. So this can be either, I don't know, maybe some of their friends are going away for the summer and now they're trying to decide, well, what summer camp or who do I hang out with? And there's like a time sensitivity to this because of Judgment paired with this. Also, there's a feeling, and this is what's plaguing little one here with the confusion of making a decision. There's a feeling of, if they make one decision, it'll permanently close the door on another. If they don't make that other decision. So this is where I think the Spirit is really, giving you this information, dear parent, because there's a sense that your little one needs to know that it doesn't have to be and or, right? It can be and, just and at different time frames. For example, if little one chooses to hang out with Billy instead of, Terry, that, perhaps your little one can hang out with Billy this time and Terry the next time. It doesn't have to be either or. It might just mean a different timeline. So there's a sense of confusion, maybe a little tinsy bit of anxiety about it. Also, I'm getting the sense of and oof, I'm feeling this so heavily for some of you. There's a sense here that all of a sudden, and this is happening to a lot of us as adults too, as things start opening up, right? As the pandemic starts lightening up, as things start to shift in our world, compared to how it's been the past year, so many new options and new energy are coming at us, right? So this is another thing that's happening. All of a sudden, little one is being, confronted with all these new options that haven't been there for the past year. And it's sort of a bit much for little Virgo here. Okay, but again, there is this finality or this sense of a decision has to be made. Otherwise, you lose out. So that's something that requires a little bit of healing in the sense that you, dear parent, have the power to teach little one that it can be and, that it's not black or white always, right? Okay, so let's move on to see what the conflict is here. Ace of Cups and Daughter of Wands. Yeah. So it's about all new beginnings, double new beginnings here. So we have an Ace of Cups representing new beginnings in creativity, new beginnings in emotional relationships, such as new friendships, because remember, we're reading it from the perspective of the child. Unless, of course, you're here for a teenager, then they could be looking at their first love, the first dating opportunity or whatnot. But for the most part, this is about new creative, new friendships, new emotional expansion, new creativity, new fun too, new ways of playing. And then the Daughter of Wands is a very similar energy. These are both cards of beginnings. These are both cards of starting something new. The difference is that one is about emotion and creativity, and the other one is about action and getting to know oneself. It could be our physical ability, like your little one is now exploring how they move their body and how they can, do certain sports. Maybe they want to get into running, soccer, cheerleading, whatever it is for your child. And they're exploring these different avenues, these different things that they can do now. And that could be part of the confusion here, right? There's so much to choose from. They can potentially go play and meet a new friend, or they can go and work on their athleticism, or maybe there's an creative art project that they want to get into, but they want to go out and play tetherball instead, or jump rope, or whatever it is, hopscotch with their friend, right? Same thing if they're a little older. They can be, they have a lot of options here, potentially a new love, versus working on themselves and making themselves stronger at the gym. And so little Virgo is kind of becoming popular here, is what I'm feeling. There's a sense of a newfound popularity here. So I'm interested in knowing if you could please share, maybe your little one joined a new group and is all of a sudden like, it's like, whoa, what do I do with all these friendships? What do I do? It's really fun. I'm really liking this energy because even the conflict or the challenge is not really a conflict or a challenge. It's just about a lot going on and making a decision and choosing. But here's where you come in, dear parent, in helping your little one, help them decipher, maybe make a little list. Why would we choose this over that? I mean, of course, I'm not going to tell you how to parent. No way. That's not my place. You know what to do. All right, let's move on. So this position here will tell us what your little one needs from you. And I want to preface that this is not always necessarily what they want from you. It's more so what they need from you. This is very interesting because the energy here, okay. So here's something that's going on. One of the reasons that they may be hung up here in their heads about like these decisions they have to make and all of these options is this fear of losing out. It's kind of the, that FOMO, fear of missing out complex that happens to a lot of us, including adults, right? But more so for little ones, right? Because see here, the 3 cups are spilled. And little guy here is focused on what's not working, even though there are 2 cups that are still standing behind him, right? So this is about helping your little one really look at the perspective, or really look at, okay, I know you're afraid that out of all of these decisions, all these options that you have, 3 of them may potentially, you may have to temporarily miss out on in order to focus on these 2, but that's okay. There's a way of turning your child around to focus on this, the good results that may come from the choices they do end up making, right? That not all is lost. And again, there's this notion of deadline here. So it's about reminding them that it can be an and. Okay, so maybe these 3 options are not available now, but these 2 are, and potentially later, these may be upright and you'll be able to choose from them. So this is, the cards are reminding you, parent, that you have the power to use this as a teaching moment for your little one, to remind them that options are always going to be a thing. We're always going to be inundated with choices, right? Options. And as we grow up, it doesn't get any easier, right? But it's a matter of really filtering through what's the best choice at that moment for our development. And this is an opportunity for you, dear parents. So in terms of what they need most from you, is they need you to bring this to their attention, to let them know that it's okay, that they're not, this fear of missing out is not real. And taking the time out also from the things that they fear they are losing. This could be friendships. Again, I think there's a little Virgo here getting very popular all of a sudden. And maybe little Virgo doesn't want to hang out with their friend because they're focusing on a new project or something cool that they've started to learn. And they're afraid that if they turn their back on their friends, or vice versa, if they turn their back on this new project or this new creative or new way of being that they've stumbled upon, that they're going to lose out on the other. And the 4 of Cups confirms that it's okay to take a break from something. So I think there's also, I'm feeling very strongly that another way that you can facilitate this, dear parent, is to actually remove them temporarily from all of these options and choices. Like literally creating a parent-made timeout to either spend time with the family or kind of distract them from the distractions, distract them from this immense feeling of, oh my gosh, I have all these choices, I need to make a decision. Distract them by creating some other thing that you get to do, a timeout. This is sometimes about resting and healing and spending time alone, like giving your child permission to not have a deadline to make a decision. I hope that makes sense. Basically, you have the power to turn this around, parent, or facilitate this for your little one. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I'm going to end the reading with this bonus card here. And this card is for your family, not just for little Virgo, but this is for your entire family. It's a little recommendation from Spirit of something fun or something that may be beneficial for you and your entire family to do here in the month of May. Simplicity. Oh my gosh. Like, hello, can't make this up. That's what this is about. Simplicity. Yes. So again, there is a need here for you to help your family simplify by blocking out distractions, external distractions. And this can be as simple as, look at what this imagery is showing, right? A woman just playing her instrument. She has chosen one thing to focus on instead of all these other options, right? So this could be, this is again, enunciating or repeating message of creating the space for your family, giving them the permission not to have to choose, not to have to determine, what option to choose from, like kind of like creating a pause from time, if you will, creating simplicity. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that. Stunning. Some of you are literally going to pick up an instrument or create the space for your little ones to just play some music. Or maybe you're playing music for them. Okay? All right, dear parent. I hope this was helpful. And please, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. That would be very, very helpful. I hope to see you back here in June. Thank you. Bye.